Did you like your character I made you? I didn't do a lot of editing to it because I found that picture the majority of the way it was. Just added your hair color more so than it because it was red in the picture. And the Pokemon in there.
The Pokemon.
I can't remember if there was there.
That's one thing I don't have.
What?
An Abra on Pokemon Go.
An Abra?
Yeah.
Oh. Could probably give me an Abra. I might have one.
I've never.
What's your favorite Pokemon, Kevin?
Favorite Pokemon? Man, it's been so long since I've actually thought.
Hey, buy one of these. You can play Pokemon.
No?
Or you can buy Pokemon Sword and Shield or Sword or Shield.
Or you can play the old school one.
What was the name of that one from Silver? It was like a crocodile.
For alligator, you had Totodile, Crocodile, for alligator.
What color was it?
It was blue.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Crocodile's Totodile's the first form is the one you receive as a starter, and then you've got it evolves into Crocodile, and then for alligator.
I think the most evolved form, that was the one I probably is my favorite because that's the only game I actually finished of Pokemon.
You should give it a shot.
Yeah.
New ones.
I'd gotten Black when it came out, but I never finished it. Part of the reason I pre-ordered it so I could get the little pre-order bonus Pokemon. Don't remember which one that was.
We're not recording, right?
Yeah, we're recording.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
I didn't know if we were recording or not. You're not like, we're doing this.
Yeah.
So I didn't know. So I'm confused. So
Yeah, we're recording.
Kevin's mouse moving.
Kevin's mouth moving.
I don't know what's going on. His lips and words are
Everything's
sinking.
synced.
I don't know. It's weird.
This is like one of those times where I need to have like a sound bank to where I can just like dub over it.
Or maybe like learn ventriloquism or something. Yeah. Or maybe practice like the old like Chinese movies.
Yeah.
Like where your mouth's moving.
Yeah.
Just
And
watch
then
the
you got
old
the
Godzilla
dub.
movies.
Old Godzilla movies.
Yeah, the dub over.
Look out! It's Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Got the dubs.
Yeah. My arm totally blocked the shot of that anyway. Godzilla.
Gojira. Gojira.
Yep, it works now.
Good enough.
Yeah. So, to the people watching, we're obviously not live because...
Oh, we're recording now?
Yeah, we're recording.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that. Hello, everyone.
It's an extra nerdy gentleman.
No.
Welcome to this week's recorded episode of Extra Nerdy Gentlemen. We're having some technical difficulties. Facebook
and Sling got the shins.
yeah, they got the shits, and
It was
there's a fight, and it's pretty epic. And,
Yeah.
Well,
Wait,
here
so
we are.
did Shintail make Sling? I'm confused.
no, but it would make sense.
You're like, no.
I think Dish made it because it's the same as like the Sling TV.
Oh, okay.
It's a different part of that company.
Gotcha. This is not slinging.
It's these dang kangaroos.
That's all they got over there at Dish, all them kangaroos.
Well, what's doing over there?
Listen, one time, Brandy, this is going back to like early marriage days, Brandy had to call Suddenlink for tech support.
Well, that was a mistake.
They put her on the phone with an Australian man. She lost it to the point that she just brings me the phone. She's in tears and laughing, and she's like, I can't do this. And reaches me the phone. So she's giving me the phone. I'm like, I'm confused. I don't know what's going on. And he's like, all right then, you're the husband? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, right, first thing I need you to do is go unplug the router.
No problem with your satellite. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take a Foster's beer can. You're going to wrap the foil around the antenna.
I don't know. It's very weird. It was hard to get through that conversation.
Yeah. Without laughing or just in general?
Both. it was a struggle.
Understandable.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
So
How's everyone's week so far?
Well, today's, better than most, I guess, other than the... I was able to leave the house before 5 o'clock today, so there's tree cutters that have just been blocking my driveway. I don't know why they singled me out to pick my driveway.
They're trying to block you in so the Shinto ninjas can get to you.
I
easier.
was going to say, did the side of the truck say Chantel tree cutting?
I don't know if I want to say which one it is. It was right tree cutting, but it seemed very wrong to me because I couldn't leave.
Whoa. The puns.
No. They're nice fellows though. It's aggravating.
I mean, they're nice, but their parking skills, no.
Like I just don't like. I feel like I'm being held hostage at my house.
You are.
You know, between Chantel and the tree cutters.
You should just went there and been
Chantel
like,
sent the tree cutters.
you should have been like, I need to leave.
Yeah.
Hi.
That's what I did today. I was like, hey, I need to leave about like 1 o'clock today. Can you guys? Is that gonna be a problem? I'm like,
Yes.
No, we're fine.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. And now I have like no privacy, and I don't like that. That cuts down so many trees. I understand, like they don't want trees falling on the electric lines. Yeah. I get it, but like I also appreciated nobody being able to see me from the road.
Just build you a privacy fence all around your house now.
That's what I'm thinking about doing. Yeah.
Just, somehow use the wood from the trees.
You know, sometimes old Kroggy wants to go out. You know what I'm saying?
Hi, neighbor. Don't mind me.
Yeah. Here's my narwhal.
Well,
It's a very specific group that ever is going to get that reference.
yes.
Yeah,
There's 3 other people that are they're going to understand that,
very much
and
so.
that's fine.
Oh.
For me, it's just been super hot, super busy.
I've had not too much going on this week.
You know, it's kind of like when you're going through Facebook, especially for me in the wintertime, everybody's like, I want hot weather. I'm tired of this cold weather. And I'm like, I want the cold.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can work in the cold.
Yeah.
But when it's like 100 and 100% humidity, it's terrible working weather.
I always said, I can always put more clothes on. I cannot take enough clothes off when I'm working out in the heat.
And they're making clothes now, like, very, very, I guess, a lot better. Like, as far as, like, thermal kind of stuff, like, you can buy, like, very thin thermal jog wear and wear it underneath your clothes. And as long as you're moving, doing stuff, you're fine.
Yeah.
Like, you can stay plenty warm. Like, I would say technology of clothing has come a long way.
Definitely.
That's when I worked on cell phone towers. I had the Under Armour base layers that was
Yeah.
really warm. It was really light and everything, and very easy to maneuver and everything. And when you're working on cell phone towers, I'm sure you working on just having to crawl everywhere in places and everything, you need that flexibility and everything.
Yeah.
So I know how you feel there.
Corey can only get so naked around the Amish that he works with.
Well, men and I, because
Well,
everybody says Amish, so
I couldn't think of the name. I knew it wasn't Amish,
Close enough.
but I knew it wasn't Quaker or Shaker.
The Quakers. Oh man.
Have you guys seen that video where some Amish guys come out of a convenience store and they're just loading up a horse and buggy with like cases and cases of beer?
I did see that.
Yeah, I
Actually,
think I shared that actually.
Yeah, it was probably you that shared it.
What's their
Rumspringa.
Rumspringa.
Yeah.
Rumspringa.
I don't even think it was Rumspringer for them. I think they were just like,
just
gonna have a wild.
I just want to get schmammered.
they probably got a shack back in the mountains somewhere.
Oh,
I mean, they did have that show, The Amish Mafia, or something.
Yeah, that's true.
which-
It's funny. That reference at work comes out a lot because they think my boss is Amish, even though he's Mennonite. But it's pretty funny. So many people ask me questions about that. I really should start like a Mennonite FAQ page
You
on
should.
Facebook and just let people ask me questions because they're like, do they have cars? Do they have cell phones? And I'm like, yeah, they have that stuff.
Now, there's very little likelihood they're ever going to see this podcast, correct?
Not unless I show it to them. I doubt that they'll see it.
Yeah. So, like, he's abandoned all technology, except you've introduced him to the Andy Griffith Show.
Yes, big fan of the Andy Griffith Show. Totally works out for him.
Yeah.
As far as the technology spectrum, they're all iPhone. They're all Apple products.
Okay.
Every one of them. So I can't get on board with Apple. It's just not my thing. I think you have an iPhone and you got some Apple. Yeah, slide over there. Good way. But
There's a lot of iPads on this table right now.
I think the biggest thing is, I'm sitting over here with my Chromebook and my Samsung Galaxy.
Yeah.
Samsung.
And it's a Samsung Chromebook too.
It is.
Wow.
So
Let's see where your loyalties lie.
it's with Google and Samsung. But I think the thing is with Apple, it is a lot easier to lock down a device more so than Android.
Yeah.
Because Android, there's so many workarounds that there's no way that you could ever lock it down where they couldn't undo or work around or get past it.
No.
So I don't know. It's really interesting. If you ever look at their phones and stuff, they don't really have they have the basic apps. They don't even have an app store on their phone. And they call this company that locks all their stuff down. It's I think in Ashland.
Okay.
And if they need an app, say they need a PDF document app or something, they go, "Hey, can you airdrop me this app?" And they will. And I'm like, it's very strange. They don't have an internet browser on their phone, nothing.
Well, why don't they just? Is it just because of technical work purposes, or wouldn't it just make more sense to have a flip phone?
Well, a lot of it is for technical work purposes because a lot of them do have tablets, which is very much the same. It's very locked down, but they use it for emailing and for looking at drawings or PDFs or that kind of stuff. A lot of them use Microsoft Excel on their tablets, so you can't really do that on a flip phone.
That's true.
Mine and Kevin's faces just then were not about what Corey was talking about. We heard a noise and it sounded like
Couldn't tell if somebody was shutting a car door or hitting the door.
Maybe it's that bread guy. You remember that guy that was trying to break in
Oh,
over the
yeah.
bread or something
Yeah.
long ago? He's like, "Where's my money for the bread?"
Oh yeah, he was shaking people down for bread money.
So I don't know. It's very strange. The whole concept of their technology infrastructure. It's different.
Yeah.
Very much so.
They don't have radios either. You've said.
They don't believe in listening to the radio.
Yeah.
Most of their vehicles they remove the antenna.
Mhm.
They have no antennas on any vehicle. Some of them they even go as far as to take the radio or whatever out of the dash.
Yeah.
Actually, I remember that we had a work truck for a long time. It didn't have a radio, but it had a lot of shotgun shells up in the.
I mean, that's,
I don't know why the shotgun shells are in there, but
that makes more sense than the radio.
But they don't believe in that. They don't really watch TV. I should say they don't have it at their home.
Yeah.
If they're out in a public place and it's on, they may glare at it or whatever, but.
ooh.
Being that me and Thomas have worked in the radio industry around here, they're not missing much.
It's imagine that you live in I don't know, 1990 with no TV or radio or internet at your house. That's pretty much how it is. And you've got a smartphone that you use for data.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
God, I'm having flashbacks of dial-up noises now.
You mean just to Robot Kevin a couple of
Robot
weeks ago?
Kevin a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, Kevin was on dial-up. None of his technology was. It was just Kevin himself was on dial-up.
Yeah,
That's all it
definitely
needed to be on. Yeah.
So, I guess I really should start a page. It's just ask me questions. I will answer them.
Start a blog about the Mennonite societies. I'd read that.
Yeah.
It is
With the
different, but
Mennonites.
it does change from group to group.
Yeah.
There's one here in Knott County, and then there's another one in Mount Sterling.
Yeah.
And how they operate and do things are differently. They kind of follow the same general guidelines, but then there's little things, little just I don't know, offbeat. It might be how the church has people dress, for instance.
Yeah.
There's something different. I don't know. Some people, some of the churches think that you can have musical instruments. Other churches think that, no, we shouldn't have musical instruments.
I mean,
Okay.
that's a lot with just churches in general, not just the Mennonite Society. I know. That's a lot. Some churches don't believe in instruments. Some do. It's just.
And I try to ask questions I don't really know answers to, and I don't really mean to offend Sometimes I feel like I do, but I don't mean to. Like, the answer I got for the instruments is, well, it's worldly. And I'm like, but you guys have guns and go hunting. How?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, what if we wanted to play a song that wasn't, church related? I'm like, well, what if you wanted to shoot something that wasn't animal related?
Yeah.
And I was like, to me, it would all be about perspective and intent, but
Yeah. It's like obviously we wouldn't want to put some Tekashi 6ix9ine on there, but maybe a nice gospel album.
yeah, something. I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, I'll let you.
Well, on from the Mennonites, some more weird news. Have you ever wanted a Frosty the Snowman live action movie? Here's your chance. With Jason Momoa voicing Frosty. Talking about something hot and cold there.
Remember that Kobe Calais song, Christmas in the Sand?
You were waiting for that.
I was. After you talked about the weather and stuff, I was waiting for that one.
Are you gonna say Trailblazers next? Like the radio? Trailblazer. Like Thomas just went full radio personality just now.
You never go full radio.
Never go full radio, Thomas. Back it off.
But yeah, a live
Just to make sure
action
people can see what we're talking about.
Frosty. Yeah, that's
It's different.
different. Yeah, do you make it ripped and stuff like Jason Momoa is?
Yeah,
I mean,
of course you do.
Frosty the Buff Man.
Frosty the Buff Man.
I don't know.
Makes
All
have
the
abs.
women smile.
Here's my question: Does
He's
he
got
know?
ice hard abs.
does he like travel to like northern regions and get animals out of the sea? I don't know. I need answers.
I think we all do. We should do like when that movie comes out, like a live viewing of that movie.
They'd be like, you guys can't record in here. Be like, it's for a podcast.
It's for a podcast.
Yeah. There's a good possibility that it might just end up being home theater still. So
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody can say we can't do anything at home.
Something, speaking about that, something sad. The movies at the Plaza is not reopening
At all?
at all.
Oh man.
Now we all gotta go to Pikeville.
Yeah, and it's movies at the Plaza was so much cheaper, and
Yeah.
it was a better environment in my opinion. Which I grew up going to Pikeville, but still,
Yeah.
it's more homey going to movies at the Plaza. But
Yeah. See, that's what.
dang it, COVID!
Yeah, that's what really sucks. Like, we already don't have one in Prestonsburg.
Exactly.
We don't have one in Paintsville now,
Right.
except for the SIP. They'll show like an old one now and then, but like,
They're like, we're showing Walking Dead.
yeah,
They do.
Episode
I feel
1.
like they do a lot of like Halloween related movies around October.
I think so. Usually they will.
Yeah.
Which from what I've heard, like the tourism meetings down in Paintsville, like who knows what even they're going to be doing. So
Prestonsburg's the same way. No
Yeah.
one knows right now.
like the only thing we do know right now is that we're going to have fireworks on the 4th of July.
Yep.
That's about it. There is a carnival set up in Archer Park, but I don't know. At least it's open air. It's not like it's in enclosed spaces, but there's going to be a lot of traffic going through there.
Right. Speaking of things going boom, how about your Nintendo Switch going boom when it plays Crysis Remastered?
Oh, God.
I had to.
I remember back in the day, like your computer would almost overheat trying to play Crysis. It's like just try to imagine a Nintendo Switch. Like to me, I don't know. Well, you bought Divinity 2 on it, man. It gets hot,
gets hot,
in like 20 minutes. You think the
your-
plastic is going to melt?
Your battery dies so quick playing Divinity 2.
Divinity, you get like it drains like 1% battery every 2 minutes.
I remember like picking that game up, and I remember playing it like to go pick up my daughter from school. And while waiting in the pickup line, my Switch would be like going dead. I'm like, I just charged it. What's
I've
happening?
only played this game 30 minutes.
It's a great, fantastic game, but geez, oh Pete, if you're not playing in docked mode on the Switch, it's gone like
Pointless.
that. I mean, yeah, you can play on a computer, of course, but if you're trying to play on the go on the Switch, it's just so it kills your battery so
The
quick.
graphics on that game were just so intensive. Like, Why would you even try to put it on a Switch?
It's coming. It's coming to Switch, PS4, Windows, PC, and Xbox One.
I'm just glad they're still releasing stuff for the current generation. Figured a lot of
They-
stuff would be put off until.
Nah, they will up until even right after the new consoles release. They'll still release some games for
Yeah.
both consoles until they're like, okay, enough people now have this console to start dwindling off. I mean, they're still yet until this year they were still releasing stuff for Nintendo DS or 3DS.
Yeah.
So now they're like, well, enough people have the Switch. Let's switch over to the.
Ooh.
And there's at least one game that's
Nah.
a game franchise that still releases for the Wii.
Yeah,
Just Dance.
Just Dance.
Ubisoft, they don't care if you want to have fun or just dance. They just want your
We're
money.
throwing all the puns out
Well,
tonight.
it's very popular for them, so I understand why they would want to keep going with it on there.
I can't think of anything that Ubisoft has done that's like, wow, this is great.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, Assassin's
Watch
Creed was pretty
Dogs,
That's true. I forgot about those.
Prince of Persia.
You kind of don't associate them with Ubisoft though. For
Yeah,
some
it's
reason.
weird.
It's like you have Just Dance, but we also have this great catalog of games.
Yeah. And everyone, well, a lot of people seem to like Sea of Thieves, but like,
Can't get on board.
No.
No,
Dun-dun. Pun.
it was not intended, but okay. The other thing that gets me about Sea of Thieves is, from what I gather, it is an open PvP world, so you'll literally spend hours like grinding and gathering materials, get on your boat, and probably get raided by other people and die, and
Or
lose-
attacked by the Kraken.
or attacked by the Kraken.
I remember, like, this is also when I lived in North Carolina. I was over at my buddy's house, and my only experience with the game was watching him play it. And he got on there, and I guess they had got his ship, like they had built it up and all that stuff, and he got attacked by the Kraken. So he literally, after that, he just went and sabotaged someone else's. He's like, "Yep, I'm just going to go sabotage this person's," and he went and like was planting barrels of explosive stuff on the ship to destroy it.
World War II mines in the water.
it seems like one of those games that it's really just about screwing other people over.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Corey's
would
not for screwing people over.
No, I don't think I would enjoy it just because I would rather it have or be a PvE game
Yeah.
with PvP option.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be okay with that.
Something like, how they do with the DC Universe online game.
Yeah, or even like, for instance, like WoW.
Yeah.
WoW, if you want to fight other people, you just go play on a PvP server because you will get destroyed all the way to your max level.
Oh, yeah.
But if you actually want to enjoy the game for the content, then you just hop on that PvE server.
Well, like, I always enjoyed Diablo for that aspect. If you didn't want to go duel somebody, you didn't have to. You could, of course, but just I always enjoy the not PvP, but the PvE part of the game more so than PvP. I always have enjoyed story like in the games and everything, and yeah, I do like a little bit of PvP, but only when I really want to. I don't really want to just that be the game.
No.
Like, I've pretty much quit. Like, I've not played a shooter in so long. I tried Fortnite. I was terrible at it. Didn't play after
One I
one
can
game.
kind of get on board with, I'm not so biased against it, is probably Overwatch.
Yeah,
I feel like
I-
Overwatch is
That's probably my
a
only.
different,
'Cause I play that. I play Overwatch on Switch. I actually enjoy Overwatch.
because it's not just, guns and you shoot some hacker in the head 30 times and you won't die.
Yeah.
It is, you actually have a fair chance, and you got melee characters and other different types, tanky characters, support characters.
Yeah, I think my qualm with shooting games came from
Hackers.
Modern Warfare 2, and I'm point blank range from this dude with a Barrett 50 cal, and I shoot him in the throat and he doesn't die. I'm sorry, but if that were real life, your head would be gone along with part of your
Your
shoulders.
torso, yeah.
It would not be a pleasant sight. But nope, he did not die, and he proceeded to turn around and like kill me in 3 shots. I'm just like, I'm done.
It's like those Counter-Strike Go
Yeah.
thing. Like, you can just literally watch players like run and glitch through buildings.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? Why would you play this game?
That's part of the problem I had with Fortnite for a while. It wasn't because it was anything intentional, just, server issues. But the one that really got me out of like online multiplayer shooters was Halo Reach. It was really fun at the beginning because like it was the first one where you really had like a lot of customization options, and I like that. But like I was playing it one day, I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of done with this. There's not really anything else for me here.
I did love the Halo series. It's probably my favorite. That's my favorite shooting series.
Yeah.
I mean, it was unrealistic because it was meant to be. It was fantasy, sci-fi, and that's how it's supposed to be. If you're playing like a Call of Duty or something like that, that's not meant to be unrealistic. That's supposed to be more so realistic than Halo. But you shoot someone and you expect them to die, whereas they don't.
They don't have a force field around them or a
Right.
gigantic helmet.
No Spartan suit. And,
So, back to the Crysis thing. Like, I don't get it. I want like N64 games. I'm
Yeah.
like, Nintendo, give me N64. Like how they did Nintendo and Super Nintendo. Why don't they just do N64 catalog thing?
I would love that. I really would. There's so much. That's probably still yet. But honestly, between the Switch and the Nintendo 64, that's my two favorite consoles of all times.
Yeah.
Or all time. There were so many great games for the N64. GoldenEye, Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon Snap, which they're making a new Pokemon Snap, but
Shadows of the Empire.
yeah, that's a great one.
Never finished that game.
It's actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
I played it through quite a few times.
I rented it a lot, but I never had a memory card.
Yeah, there was one section that you had to go through these sewers and fight like these weird red tentacle monsters, and I hated that.
Turok, the original Turok, which I think
yeah.
they re-released that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they did. They have that one. Ones that I would really like to have back is like Super Mario 64, Banjo Kazooie.
Which, with the Mario games, they are supposed. I don't know how when or whatever, but this year they're going to be re-releasing like a collection of the Mario games.
That still doesn't give me
I'm-
Banjo
Or
Kazooie.
it does not give you Banjo Kazooie. He is on Smash Brothers though, which you refuse to play.
That's not Banjo Kazooie. That's fighting.
It's Banjo Kazooie fighting.
I want to fight the environment, not other people.
What do you have against Smash Brothers?
I just don't like it.
Okay, just because it's a fighting game.
Beat a lot.
He gets
Yeah.
beat a lot.
Honestly, fighters just isn't my thing. It's the one genre I don't play a lot.
No.
I enjoy fighters. I've been playing a lot of the Naruto Ninja Burst game. Ninja Storm, not Ninja Burst. Ninja Storm games.
Yeah.
Angie.
About the only fighting game I play now is the mobile Marvel's Contest of Champions. It's fun. I enjoy it. It's I don't really know how else to describe that there. I like the collection aspect of it as well because like you get so many different characters in it. The only downside of it, like I would like it to be more like there'd be a little more fair chance to get different characters because I think that there probably is something in the algorithms like, oh, this guy's not paying anything. Like, let's make his chance like super hard to actually get anything.
You have a 0.1% chance to unlock a 4-star.
Yeah. Like, I don't even want a 4-star. Just give me a different character. Like, I don't want to have to get Black Panther. I've gotten Black Panther, well, all of them, like, the, like, initial, like, starter 2-star characters, like Wolverine and Gamora. I'm pretty sure I've gotten their special ability ranked up to, like, level 40 because I keep getting it.
Okay.
I understand your frustration.
Yeah. Nobody should have their regular ability up at that level.
Yeah. So,
With you not liking fighters, this is actually, I think, if you would agree to it, just have like an extra nerdy gentleman, just like fighting tournament, not on one of the games. I mean, none of us are like godlike at fighting games.
No.
I just enjoy playing them.
it seems like that was one thing too that just made me steer away from it because it's like when people were like, play Smash with me. It was like people like, have you ever seen the Smash Brothers like the Fox where they turn the controller upside down? They're like, and Fox is like,
Yeah, I've seen people do that.
It is literally like fighting
that-
people like that, and I'm like, no.
That ain't me. That ain't me. No.
I think they call it Melee Fox or something.
Mm.
That is like the play style.
Yeah,
It is ridiculous. It
Like,
is
I've
so
seen,
ridiculous.
I'm not planning on playing inverted.
No, but just I think we should just like a friendly competition.
No.
Like the
Sometime.
dude, he had a GameCube controller, turns it upside down, and I'm like, what? No.
No.
And then his character sitting there going on the screen. I was like, oh no.
No, they be.
That's insane.
And I'm like, you know what? I don't need this in my life.
We can play Smash. We can play.
Fighter Z.
Yeah, I've got Fighter Z. I've got Naruto.
Don't put that evil on me, Thomas.
You got Mortal Kombat?
I have Mortal Kombat.
Don't put that evil on me,
I've got,
Thomas.
I mean, we could do that. We could do a. We could just, we could just have a day that we're streaming playing video games together.
That would be fun. I like that idea.
All right.
Yes.
All right, we got Corey to agree.
I even have.
It's a gateway drug.
It's a gateway drug.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
and then we'll have to do a stream with us.
If you were like, play me in StarCraft or like League of Legends or something like that, I'd be like, yeah, let's do that. But no, it's like, play me in
you'd
Smash
absolutely destroy us.
or
And-
play me in something that you don't like. And I'm like,
I mean, I'll
okay.
play League with you. I'll play League and StarCraft with you.
I would
we
definitely
can
destroy
stream that actually.
We should do that.
That'd be fun.
I've got the capture card and everything, and you've got capture cards now
Yeah.
too as well. We could stream playing
Got so many capture cards now.
StarCraft or League or that.
Very well.
Very well.
I'll accept it.
We shall start doing a few gaming streams for everyone's enjoyment. For you, Larry.
That'll be yeah.
Listen, we got called some bad stuff back in StarCraft 2 days.
Yes, we did.
But we did a lot of like,
we did a
really-
lot of cheese.
We had the cheese. Arby says to me, we had the cheese.
Yeah, I've been waiting. This
So together you were one of those little Jack Link's cheese and beef stick two
Yeah,
bags.
yeah, we'll go with that.
I don't even know how we got here.
we'll explain it later after the show's over.
Okay,
We'll
so-
This is it not safe for the viewers?
I don't know.
There's some derogatory terms.
Okay.
There is
well, that's
derogatory
understandable.
terms. We should probably not mention
Yeah,
that.
we'll talk about it off camera.
So, going back to the Switch deal, did you see where Nintendo apologized
Yeah.
for Joy-Con drift?
At least
Yeah.
they had acknowledged it and apologized. I mean, they were already doing something to fix it, though. They were like, hey, it doesn't matter how long you've had your Switch. If you have Joy-Con drift, you send your Joy-Cons back, we'll fix it.
Yeah, but it takes so long.
It didn't take that long for mine. It was gone for like a week and got back. But that was also before COVID-19.
I was gonna say it's gonna take you like a month now.
No,
like,
yeah.
What if I just send my Switch Lite in and be like, hey,
If you
fix
have
my Joy-Cons?
Yeah, that's the bad thing about having a Switch Lite, though, is that if you get Joy-Con drift, because it's still susceptible to Joy-Con drift, even though it's just one whole console, you can still get it, but you do have to send in the whole console to get that fixed.
It's like, hey, so fix it and also send me just the regular Switch.
Please.
Please. Yeah, I seen that, and I seen that they're in like a class action lawsuit in the United States over this.
Of course they are.
That's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, like I don't know who's suing them. It didn't really say in the article.
People will sue over anything.
but
I mean, if it works, though, everyone that has a Switch will probably get some like $3 check in the mail.
That's true.
That's how. Actually, we got back a substantial amount from the AT&T thing a while back. Like we got back like a $200 or $300 check.
Wow.
From that, and then which I mean that's been a few years ago, but that was because they're like, oh yeah, we've been throttling you the whole time, even though you're supposed to have unlimited data and none of that. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
I'm not either.
I got one from, well, I didn't get a check back. I got a credit on my bill with Appalachian Wireless, where they were like, yeah, we did our audit and we realized it had something to do with like they were charging too much in taxes, I guess. So they gave like a $400 credit.
Oh, well,
So-
that's nice at least.
Like the bill that month that we still owed was like $30. So that's not bad, but it's one of those things that's odd.
Oh, I didn't have anything else. I don't think Beavis and Butthead's coming back. That was That was one of my other things. Oh, and since we don't get to have Comic-Con, they're releasing the exclusive pops. You got Dragon Ball, My Hero Academia, and Star Wars, and some more. So, yep, there you go. And have you ever wanted to ride a Lapras?
Yeah.
I know I have. You can get if they're not available right now, but when they come back in stock on the Pokemon Center's website, you can actually get a gigantic Lapras float. We were adding up the dimensions, and it's like 7 feet by 6 feet by 4 feet, pretty much.
It's pretty sweet.
It's pretty good size pool float, and
They say sports like 400 some pounds.
yep, 441 pounds.
I feel like we need to make like a giant slip and slide that leads into the lake or something, and just ride it.
I like the idea of we get like a pontoon and we just pull the Lapras behind it.
Thomas be like, yeah, he'd be like Never Ending Story. Yeah.
Yes, yes, I would.
That's one I definitely need to get a drone out there just to film it from the.
You got to put the Never Ending Story music to it.
Yeah.
That would be so cool.
But yeah, that's all my.
How much?
my
What's the
nerd talk.
price on it?
$50. Honestly, for something that big, I don't think that's that bad of a
No,
price.
that's super cheap. They're under.
And the Pokemon Center's website ships really fast. I ordered something and 2 days later it was there. That's Amazon's shipping speeds.
Yeah.
They know that you're just a Pokemon Prime member.
Pokemon Prime member. If that was a thing, yeah, I would be.
Yeah, I know you would be.
I not only myself, but my daughter. Thank you all, by the way, for the.
We were
gift
curious
stuff.
if you got it.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
never heard anything.
She opened all of her gifts and everything, and she loves Pokemon, and everything she got, I'm pretty sure was Pokemon related, and she absolutely loved it.
Pokemon's a gift that keeps on giving.
It does.
Yes.
I mean, literally, it's been going for over 20 years. So,
Wow.
Yep, and is the highest grossing franchise of all time.
That makes sense.
Man,
Because-
we need to go back in time, just put it into the stock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which our luck somehow would mess it up. And
Oh,
Yeah, we would come
Digimon
back
would
and
actually
we-
end up winning somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We hedge our bets and do both.
I like Digimon.
I've never had a problem with it.
I like it. Granted, I'm more of a Pokemon fan just because of that's what I got into back in the day. But Digimon's it's a good franchise. There's some really good Digimon games. Their card game did not quite hold up as well as Pokemon.
No. I always remember Digimon more because of the little, the Tamagotchi deal and just the anime. I didn't get anything else with Digimon. I got a pack of the trading cards, but not the game cards. So I remember it nicely. It was just one of those. It's okay, it's here.
Realistically, I mean, if either of those, franchises were ever to come to life or whatever, Digimon would be the more realistic one.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it started off as it's digital, so they were.
So here's an odd question. I figure you would know the answer to it. Do people eat the Tauros Pokemon in the Pokemon world?
People do eat Pokemon in the Pokemon
Okay.
worlds. I mean, you got you have evidence of that from the comment from the Generation 2 Pokemon.
It's just like feeding a chicken nugget.
I mean, Pokemon eat other Pokemon, and that's
Yeah.
how they're predators and prey, just like everything else.
How come? I don't know. It just never shows that.
It doesn't show it 'cause it's a kid's
dark
show.
Pokemon series.
We
We do the most adult themed one, not adult themed, but is probably
Adult thing Pokemon. I don't. It'd be a lot about Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny, I think.
yeah. That probably some. There's more now. You can't forget Jessie.
Oh, just who's Jessie? I can't remember her.
Team Rocket.
Yeah, oh yeah, okay.
James.
Jesse and James, yeah.
Jesse.
Okay.
James.
I mean James too.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, a Pokemon that people do eat the Pokemon. Slowpoke tail is supposedly really nutritious and
Oh,
good
yeah.
tasting.
I think that was actually a thing that you could get in the game.
If you had $1 million Pokédollars.
Yeah.
Which
Okay.
was unrealistic at the time. You couldn't it was impossible to have that much money at the time.
Yeah.
So I don't think you could actually purchase it, but yeah, it's yeah, they eat Pokemon. Like
So crazy.
I wonder if they eat real, like just actual animals too, because there is also evidence of other animals in there. But then it's like later on in the series and shows and stuff like that, you don't see any just regular animals anymore. You just see Pokemon. It's like, did the Pokemon eat the other regular animals because they don't
Yeah.
have like superpowers?
I mean, it would make sense.
That's true.
Like at that point, it seems like that would be like why would you even create any other species other than humans in a series like
Right.
that?
Yeah.
It raises more questions than it answers.
Yeah, like I think in like some of the earlier episodes you would see just like random birds and fish and stuff like that, and now you don't like see that anymore. Pokemon have ate and killed.
I want to see a Pidgey pack off a Magikarp.
Have you guys ever watched the Binging with Babish, like YouTube or Facebook series?
You lost me at the first word.
Binging with Babish. This guy, he makes food from like different like television.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
One day, one of the ones he made was the rice balls from Pokemon that Brock made, and it never occurred to me. It's something I never thought about until he brought it up. Was that Brock said like, "Oh yeah, here's some jelly donuts." Like, no, those are the the rice balls. but like he's like, he goes into it. And it's like, yeah, the American audience wouldn't understand what that was.
No.
So
Now-
we're calling it jelly donut.
Now I do believe more so because it seems like nowadays people are getting into more cultures other than just American.
Yeah.
Now, like you go down before, you'd go down like you'd go shopping and you'd see like a couple Hispanic food choices to buy, mostly like just like taco kits and stuff like that, and then
Yeah.
you'd see like a few Asian things. Now there are so many different options. They actually are selling some like Japanese drinks and
Yeah.
beverages and stuff like that in stores, whereas before it was just you had Pepsi and Coke pretty much, and that was it. But now it's like more accepted now and more of a wide variety of things, and now that other cultures are really blending more so in. We're not trying to Americanize everyone. It seems like the cultures are actually blending in now.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of hate going on in the world right now, but that is one thing that
There's
is,
always going to be hate going on
there
in the
is.
world.
But that's
True.
that's one thing that cultures are blending. It's
Yeah.
just
That's one thing that's really nice too. Is like, back when we were growing up, obviously we didn't understand any of this. We knew that like the animes and stuff like that. Oh, like those are not American animations, but we understood. But we didn't really know anything about the culture that it was part of. So that is nice. Like what you said, like it's integrating more, and it's not quite globalization, but it's getting to globalization.
right. That's what my dream vacation before my dream vacation was to visit the pyramids. I've always wanted to visit the pyramids, but now as I've grown older, my dream vacation is visiting Japan. I love the culture. I love so much about Japan.
I want the vending machines.
The vending machines.
Yeah.
They're literally every 12 meters.
Yeah, like they're very.
Pizza vending machine. Like
You can get pizza, bread, all kinds of weird
four
stuff.
course meal.
There was somebody that I don't know, Brandy watched on YouTube, and she literally just went around to all the vending machines and got various food, and like some of it was like hot soup in a can, and it was already warm.
Technology. Yeah.
The things we can learn.
It was almost like a ramen soup, and it had like
Ooh.
vegetables
Oh,
and
okay,
stuff.
no.
in it.
Yeah.
I want to eat some actual ramen. Like I don't
Yeah.
eat like the packaged ramen. I've not had
Go to the
that.
123 Cafe. They got it.
That's true.
They got the noodle soups.
I watched this documentary probably like a month ago about it was the best ramen in Japan, or well, I think he actually did win the best ramen in Japan. I don't think it was just Tokyo, but he won it for 5 years straight. People line up at 5 a.m. to get a ticket to eat there at 11 a.m. for lunch.
Dang.
And like they did like a 10-year anniversary thing where he got like some other ramen chefs that were very notable as well, and they're like, yeah, let's just make like a basic ramen, like, because at that point, like, they've been doing it so long, like some of them were like, it's like very gourmet ramen, and this, like, yeah, let's just like try to make like the simplest ramen, and they only sold 200 tickets for it, and they sold out in an hour because they started doing the tickets at midnight the night before.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is eventually Extra Nerdy Gentleman trip to Japan?
Yes. See, we're gonna start a fundraiser.
I am
Everyone
for this.
order the Extra Thirsty Gentleman calendar next year, and we're gonna be using that to raise funds to take our trip to Japan.
I'm 100% game for this.
Yeah. It's mostly just gonna be Thomas. Some
All 12 months.
Yeah.
All 12 months is Thomas.
It's just the same picture, to be honest. But
I'll do different poses.
put on a different shirt.
Different shirts. Yep.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
I don't hate the idea though, doing the calendar.
I'm for it, dude. I'll do it. I don't care.
Wonder what we got to figure out what the publishing like. What's going to be our profit ratio on this to where we can take the trip to Japan?
All right. We now know what we're doing.
Yep.
we're gonna. I don't know.
Extra thirsty.
Yep.
It's so bad.
Oh, God.
We can get Josh in on it too.
Corey, throw me a bone while we got over there.
All right, so this is actually going back to what we were talking about. There's going to be hate in the world.
Okay.
Is this about Linux?
No, but a lot of people hate Linux.
Oh.
But Discard now has $3.5 billion in their pocket from all their various donations, and now they have like a subscription service, and you can play games like through their Nitro gaming service or whatever now. But they have made it their vision to go through, because Discord is across everything. You can get it on your phone, on platforms, on PC. The only thing you can't put it on Switch.
Yeah.
Yet.
No, it's not going to make it there. I mean, Netflix hasn't made a switch yet.
That's true.
That's true.
So
Yeah,
basically,
Hulu.
it's across the platform. It's over everything.
Yeah.
But it's also a voice chat service that pretty much everybody just uses for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like we use it for D&D.
Yeah.
I use it for gaming when I'm playing with people.
My brother-in-law, he uses it too for like when he's playing Clash of Clans.
Yeah, and I mean it's not just
5.
18.
You fail. It's not just a gaming chat
Yeah.
anymore. It is they're trying to mold it into a chat service that is ideal for all purposes.
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to run a political campaign, as long as it's not violating their terms of harassment and all this other stuff that they have, that's fine. They want to be a platform that is more acceptable as more than just a gaming platform. So they've recently went through and they've started cleaning out like a bunch of different chats. One of them was called alt-right.
Yeah, get rid of that.
Yeah, so they've been going through cleaning house. They've been taking out like white supremacist groups or
Sweet.
neo-Nazis and that kind of stuff. And they're trying to shape it into that they want just a friendly, be kind to everybody atmosphere.
Yeah.
So that way they don't have any negativity within their servers, and that's really what they're trying to promote. Is they want to be a chat service that's ideal for everybody to use. Like if you want to use it for work purposes, if you want to use it for recreation, if you want to use it for political, or if you for gaming, whatever. But they're trying to shape it into a universal platform that everybody can use, and they're trying to promote it more positively.
Yeah.
So I think that's cool.
With the politics part, doesn't that kind of hurt the positivity?
It's a very fine line there. Like, I'm sure it's like, you can do politics, but keep it within these standards.
As long
I
as
guess no
you-
hate speech.
Yeah, as long as you're not violating like you said, hate speech or just promoting negative movements,
Yeah.
then technically you'd be within their terms of use. If you're just like, hey, I'm running for this position, and this is what I have to bring to the table. This is really what I'm shooting for. That kind of stuff.
With the world of COVID that we've had this year, Zoom became huge.
Yeah. And so-
Discord is safer than Zoom,
by far.
and you can do voice chat and video.
Well, you can share your desktop.
I thought they were doing like a full video
you can do
service now.
video. service.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah,
I'm pretty
maybe.
sure. I could be wrong.
I'd have to check on that. I'm not
Okay.
sure.
But
I
still,
thought you were the one that told us
if
that.
you can do video on Discord, for all you people that use Zoom, I would highly suggest
Yeah.
Discord over Zoom. It is much safer, and I like the platform better. I tried Zoom, I just was not.
The thing about Discord that's kind of appealing for a lot of people too, like it is for me by far, is the customization.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
with our group, we added what they call bots, which is, it's various utility tools that you add to your channel. So that way you have tools to do whatever you're trying to do. Like for us, if we're typing in commands to, make our characters interact with the game or whatever, of D&D, those stuff are there. It's all there.
You can
But-
add the bots to play music and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
you can play music. In the other channel, I have bots that are set up that delivers news. Like as far as it goes, like if you're trying to set up a channel that it's focusing on like a certain topic and you're wanting to get news for that topic, you can actually set up bots with what they call webhooks, which it retrieves articles from a website that you designate, and then it sends it back and it puts it in a chat.
Is Discord kind of open source? Okay.
So there's tons of customization options for it, and honestly, Zoom there is no customization. It's
No.
you log in.
Other than the
Hi.
green screen, lack of green screen background you can put behind you. Like you can put just whatever picture you want up there on some cases.
Yeah. So I think that that's really cool for them, and I hope that they achieve their goal. As far as like getting their servers and everything, cleaned out, and
Yeah.
pursuing the vision that they're wanting. I've always liked Discord, so
I know some people, they, like especially with like what social media has been doing lately with Facebook and Twitter, with taking down certain ads for politicians, or even their tweets and whatnot. Some people was like, oh well, that's censorship. Like, well, censorship is a problem when it's the government censoring you. It's not a problem when it's a corporate entity. Like it's a privately owned, well, for the most part, it's a privately owned company. I mean, Facebook is, they're probably both publicly traded, but it's still, they can do whatever they want with it. And if their board of directors went in and said like, yeah, we're not going to censor anything now, like, okay, like it's going to be a free for all. But I think Reddit too. They started doing a similar thing with like what Discord was doing with Clearinghouse and any of these. So, but yeah, like that's something I've seen a lot on my social media lately, is people are upset that is going on. But also, it's like if we had comments on here, like we didn't like it, like okay, they're not going to be commenting on there anymore. I mean, that's just how it is.
Yeah, people, call that censorship, and then something else. I'm not going to try to get too political, but people always, oh, that's my First Amendment right, the freedom of speech and everything. Well, you have a freedom of speech, but you can say whatever you want, but that doesn't mean that there's not consequences to what you say.
Exactly.
And that's the big misconception, is I can say whatever I want and there's no consequences. There's consequences to what you say, regardless. It's still punishable.
Yeah.
and that's what a lot of these technology companies are doing, is they're going through an mainstream punishment because they're trying to make things right,
Yeah.
Yep.
because they don't want the negativity on them.
Yeah.
And like the fact checking, I love fact checking.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm wrong, fact check me. That's cool. I'm okay with that. If a politician is wrong and they're fact checked, they should be held accountable for if they are spreading lies, because a lot of those lies turn to hate. And like right now, we have so much political turmoil and everything in this country because of it. It's ridiculous. We really should try and come together rather than it's just a competition
Yeah.
of I'm right, you're wrong.
Yeah.
no one's working to help everyone out. It's everyone's working against each other.
Right, and that's that's something that is very much needed. Like if there, like you said, if there's something wrong, fix it. So like if you said like 2 + 2 is 5, like okay, like here's why it's 4.
Right.
That's what.
I would rather learn from my mistakes than to keep making them and
Bingo.
be blind to it.
Yeah, and for some reason, other people don't seem to want to do that.
Going back to the 2 + 2 = 5, Russell Shepard said it was, and he proved it.
Who's that?
He's a teacher. He used to be at Prestonburg.
Okay.
He was a math teacher. He was a little bit out there, but I don't know. He swore him down. NASA offered him jobs and everything. You just have to ask Pat about it.
I'm gonna ask Pat about it. He's not here behind us playing.
Yeah, I know.
Settlers of Catan on his
Where's
phone.
our Catan Patrick? But yeah, he was so smart at math it was kind of scary. But
Like Unabomber isn't good at math.
yeah, probably every bit. So getting away from all the politics.
Yeah.
Stay with her, Thomas.
The one politician here.
Not yet. I mean, I'm
You signed up for it?
I'm signed
You
up for it. Yeah,
You're a politician.
Politician. So PS5 news, they have said they're going to work to get the entire PS4 backwards compatible with the PS5.
Okay.
But they
I want to hear a but.
But they were not going to work or pursue PS1, 2, or 3. But they had no comment on that, whether or not it's backwards compatibility on those. But they just said that is not their current goal. Their goal is to make the PS4 catalog compatible with PS5.
Yeah.
But Microsoft Xbox Series features full backwards compatibility with all the Xbox consoles. So I don't know how that's going to affect their sales.
Yeah.
I mean, if I said if you buy an Xbox Series X and you can play all your games all the way back to original Xbox, but then PlayStation's like, well, you can go from 5 to 4.
Like this is.
Sony's always been a little weird about that because, like, back with the PS3, I think they at one point they just had a model like you couldn't go to PS2, but you could go to PS1, and
Well, remember you talking that one episode that they started cutting the encoder
yeah,
hardware out so that way it would cut down
cheaper,
the cost of the production. So I think that's what they're doing now. They're like, hey, we made this very expensive system,
yeah.
and Xbox is doing it cheaper somehow. But so you can get PS4, but we ain't doing the rest of it because it's gonna make it too expensive.
Okay. I will praise Sony for this. Is that they are making a very expensive system. They aren't charging as much for the system as
It's
it's costing them.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I'm gonna bet with the prices the way they are now, these systems are probably costing them $700 to make.
Yeah.
But
they're going to be losing money.
at the same time, if you had to chop your right arm off to sell this system, would you want to chop your left arm off to give it the features of your competitor?
I mean, you're not wrong there. Like,
I don't know. It seems like a bad point for them.
and this is not using this as a platform for my store that I'm opening, but I do intend on, I'm going to have the newer systems when they come out. But personally, I'm conflicted because before I was like, yeah, Xbox Series X, and then I was like, well, I don't know, PlayStation's been, they killed it with that presentation, so I really like PlayStation. And then with this, I'm like, what the heck, PlayStation? you had me, and now you're just like,
Then Microsoft was like, full backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
you know what? You want to play Oregon Trail on the Xbox Series X? Here you go.
But one thing too, I mean, let's look at some of the things that is not necessarily Microsoft and Sony, but Sony and Nintendo have done the past few years. They've put out retro consoles with like some of like their bigger titles on them. Nobody bought the PS1 Classic. They discounted it like what, 3 months in?
One reason why they did not include a power adapter.
Yeah, that's dumb. Like, how am I supposed to?
Okay, so here's a fun fact about power from the Electromancer. If you buy the wrong adapter, you will smoke that machine.
Yep.
So it's like, how do you, like, and it's one of those things too, it's like other companies, it's not just going to be the official power adapter, it's going to be like that one brand that's at Walmart, that Black Spider brand or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to make it, and some company in China is making them, and it's kind of like, okay, yeah, this isn't the right voltage, but it says it's for this, so I'm going to plug it in. And it's like, great, now it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's smoking.
I think that happened
I heard a sizzle and then it quit.
Well, yeah, so pay attention to what your device takes power-wise. Like, don't just look at something like, oh, it says it's for this. Actually look at the device itself and the input voltage that you need for that device.
It
Be
does.
careful.
It does have tags on it, and so there's the adapters.
Yeah, they say that the voltage on them.
So important.
Yeah, a little bit.
So I guess
Now you know.
this is my last topic, and it's actually about the Mac OS. We were talking about it earlier.
Woohoo!
So apparently now there's been lots of people pirating apps with a Mac computer, which seems just crazy. I don't know why you would use a Mac, but well, it's, you know, you're talking about viruses and stuff, and it would be a little bit more difficult. So kinda.
Before, now they're just like, well, screw this.
But now, apparently, Mac users are becoming exposed to a ransomware called EvilQuest. And with this, EvilQuest. With this, it completely basically encrypts all the files on the computer so that way you no longer have access to them. That's like, how frustrating would that be? And what's weird is it says, like, when you install an app, it installs the app.
Yeah.
And then you have, like, a package installer thing at the end that removes all the temporary files and does all the cleanup after the installation. So that way it frees all the memory from all the installation. So at the end of this is that package installer, and that's where the ransomware is. So
Of course.
at the end it installs the app and it's like, great, everything's good. And then you go to access your files. Well, they're encrypted now. You know, Malwarebytes has been working on it, and they've been working back and forth with Apple. And apparently Apple is trying to have to fix this problem, even though it was because people were illegally downloading apps. And
Pirates have changed a lot.
yeah, so apparently, even though they were doing the wrong, you know, Apple's got to make it right.
Yeah.
Yay, Apple!
Yay!
Loving you is wrong.
Also, don't download apps illegally on your Mac device.
Yeah, I don't even know how you would do that because, like, for instance, I don't like just to even sideload apps onto like Chrome OS or a phone. You have to make everything like, you know, open source. Developer options have to be on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you're really putting everything at risk because you could really mess the operating system up anyway when you start doing that, because any change is basically administrative change. So I'm not sure how it works with Mac OS, if they have like a developer option that you can turn on and just sideload apps. I have no idea. But
I've not gotten that far into it because I don't do anything illegal on mine.
Yeah.
I
Yet.
Nope, no,
Yet.
no, not on my Apple products at all.
Yet. Politician. Yet.
Yeah.
So I don't know how exactly you would go about that, but either way, if you're not tech savvy,
Don't
you
do
know,
it.
probably wouldn't be a good idea anyway.
I just don't download any torrents because I don't trust anything.
You're like, I'm having flashbacks of LimeWire and FrostWire.
Yeah.
And I remembered what my computer did.
I just wanted to download some Bowling for Soup. My laptop never worked right after that.
I saw a meme the other day. It was like, man, I'm not seeing a virus as bad as COVID since LimeWire infected my PC back in the day.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, that's accurate.
One too that was really bad back in the day. I believe it was worse well, I mean, it wasn't as bad as LimeWire, but it was definitely harmful for your computer to have it.
Yeah.
Was actually the Norton antivirus.
Yeah, that was more harmful than helpful.
Do you all remember the original though? Napster.
Yeah.
I remember Neely had it. He left that
Remember
thing on
Tom
connected
and-
for like 3 days.
Remember Tom and all of them?
Yeah.
You know, Napster never wanted to hurt us with viruses. It just wanted to give us free music. And then Lars Ulrich had to go around.
I still think it's around today.
Oh, it is, yeah. But now it's also a pay service.
Yeah, like everything
I'll
else.
stick to Spotify.
You know, that absolutely kills me about Spotify right now.
Mhm.
I got an email. It's like, hey, there's a duo plan now. That's in between, just a single premium on family.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, the single was $10 a month for premium, and then family was like $14.99 or something.
Mhm.
It's like, but you can get this duo plan for $12.99. And I'm like, that's not really a substantial discount.
No, like give me the single one for like $7 or free, and then do the dual plan for $10, and then do the family plan for $14.
Yeah, really. I don't know. It's awful because it's like if you have family, you can have 6 people on it. So you can cut 4 of those out for like $2 cheaper a month.
I don't have Spotify. I use I use Amazon Music.
That's what you get.
I don't actually listen to any music anymore. If I want to listen to something, I'll just go on YouTube and pull it up.
I use Spotify, but only for podcasts because
Yeah.
a lot of the Last Network podcast is all on there now.
Yeah, they're cranking it out and trying to get to be like the destination for podcasts now. Like they did a big deal with Joe Rogan, to where all of his stuff is going to be moving over there exclusively in the next year.
We should work on getting our podcast on there.
Ours is on there.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm just lazy and I haven't downloaded anything.
Okay, well,
So it's on there, but
eventually we will have all the episodes.
I think
on
we've got
there.
7 episodes on there.
Hey, we're halfway-ish there.
Yeah.
Halfway-ish.
Yeah.
What episode are we on, by the way?
I think this is 18.
You know what? On our 20th episode, we should do a giveaway.
We should.
20th episode sounds good. Giveaway time.
Alright, text Larry and ask him.
Hey, what do you want?
Like, we know you're going to be the one to like and share this. Come on, just tell us what you want.
What do you want, Larry?
What you want? What you really want? And then I just assume my response. I just want to be part of you guys.
That's fine, too.
That's fine.
Our friendship is the gift.
Yes.
Keeps on giving.
I guess that really wraps it up for me. I did see that Windows is releasing another big,
Big no.
another big UI/task manager upgrade
Don't do
/ start menu upgrade. So let's see how that goes. That update that I said that was installed for like 3 days. I was thinking I was going to have to give my computer CPR.
Yeah.
I actually just had to go and cancel it because it like froze. If the update froze, it was stuck at 88%. Would
Yeah.
not move for 2 days. So.
Yeah. I'm not even going to call them updates anymore. I'm just call them oopsie daisies.
I'm going to download this Windows Napalm.
Yeah. Be more effective.
Yep.
Oh,
Because it's going to burn your system down.
yeah.
So what do you got, Kevin?
I've not got much. I've been busy
Kevin's
today.
Comic
I've-
Corner.
No comics. I haven't read
Comic
anything
Corner.
today.
Yeah, I heard, you got your car fixed.
I got woken up before 7 o'clock this morning by my dogs just barking.
Barking at the
constantly.
tree guys.
Yeah, I thought it was the tree guys. They didn't show up until right before 7:30, so I didn't know what they were barking at. That still might have been the tree guys. But yeah, I changed my thermostat out because I was like, well, I'm going to be awake anyway. Just get that.
Might as well do it before it gets hot.
Exactly. You know what is really surprising is the amount of coolant that you have in your car.
It's like 2 gallons.
Yeah. So that is out now.
I don't know.
So
Well, it's kind of like when you have a bathtub full of water and then you pull the plug out.
yeah,
It all
Essentially-
comes out.
Essentially, that's what happened. It turns out that yeah, that was probably the problem because once definitely explains why nothing was cooling off in the car because it was all stuck in that line.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So got that fixed thanks to the somewhat helpful videos on YouTube.
Everyone, YouTube tutorials.
Yeah. There was once like, here's how to change the thermostat in a Malibu. Okay, bud, where's the video of you actually getting the thermostat changed? Because I don't even know where it's at on the car now.
He's just like, all right. And he just sets the phone down in the yard and it's just
Pretty much.
and he just walks off and he goes and he's just talking the whole time. He's like, all right, there you go.
Yep.
And then he comes back to the phone afterwards, and that's how you do it.
Yep.
I
Like,
hope this was helpful.
yeah, I thought there might be another one that was like more helpful. Like, no, I should have known it was a 3-minute long video. It was like it took me an hour to to replace this.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Like, it wouldn't have been that bad, except like it was kind of hard for me to get the bolts back in.
Hmm.
I don't know who's listening for the car talk here, but like that's the extraordinary gentleman present car talk. But yeah, like it's it's running better now. After I started, of course, there had to be another issue. First, it was the battery. I think I just didn't put the terminals in enough. That because I put it back in late.
Batteries.
Yeah, I put it back in later, and it was fine after I just tightened up the terminal. It's been doing that all show. It's just gonna keep picking up on these mics. Yeah, fortunately, didn't have to get a new battery.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, but my power steering was a problem. So I'm like trying to Hercules it to get everywhere today. It's like, it's like trying to open a rusty vault door.
Did you get that fixed, or is that?
That happens off and on. It's that's my mom. Yeah. And then did another podcast this afternoon. Lost some of the audio on that.
No.
That wasn't my fault. Things got turned off on the transmitter.
No.
So. Now so here's some the only news I was able to get today.
It's cool.
I'm ready for it.
All right. So who likes UFC?
I mean, I've watched it in the past, but I'm just never got into it as much as a lot of people did.
Are we doing strong booking now?
No, we don't talk about
Which
UFC on Strong
podcast?
Booking. We're very specific. Though I did get this nice, this Nerds of Wrestling bracelet. That's a different podcast, not associated with Strong. Well, kind of like they're friends. We're friendly. Anyway,
France.
Well, this is action figure related.
Okay.
So UFC is getting a new action figure line made by Jazzwares. And Jazzwares, I had some Fortnite figures in here recently. They're the ones that made that. A lot of the people that are working on that right now are people who have worked with like the Marvel Legends brand for Hasbro and Toy Biz, and worked with WWE's Elite Collection line at Mattel. So, they have like really probably some of the bigger sports names. Like everybody knows UFC now because it's how popular it's gotten. So it made sense to try to do an action figure line again. So that's what they're doing here, and like it's first going to be released at Ringside Collectibles as like a limited edition exclusive to that, and then it'll start trickling out in the summer to like retail stores, Walmart's. Mm-hmm. But I want to show off some of the figures we've got here. So you guys can see it there. That's I think it's Conor McGregor. I'm pretty sure it's an Irish flag.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's him.
Let's see. Full screen. There we go.
Yeah, I think it is him.
Yeah.
I want like
the big chest tattoo is the big. I have no idea who this guy is, but he looks cool. Like, and it looks like they're all going to come with like interchangeable heads and hands. So
we get these hands. Now you can really say it because
it looks probably. I guess I don't know if this was part of like the exclusive part, but it looks like a lot of them are coming with the title belts. I don't know if it's like specific title belts or if it's all just the UFC heavyweight championship. Though I think Conor's light heavyweight, or lightweight. I don't know anything about UFC. I don't know who these people are. But it looks cool. I think this is the one they call Cowboy. I just assumed because of the hat.
I mean, he does have a cowboy hat.
Yeah. So,
and he is wearing an American flag.
Yeah. So, we can assume.
I do like how they have the tattoos on all of them, like
the
legitimate tattoos that they have.
I want like before and after match figures.
Oh,
They
like
should
a
have
blade version. They did that back in when Jack Pacific had the line.
Okay.
It did not look good.
I can't remember.
Hey, Mom. Sorry. Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm just
Mama,
still
can
recording.
you hear me?
Yeah, I'm almost done. So if you want to go ahead
Doing
and call that order in,
podcast.
I'm probably just gonna pick the food up and come home. All right. Yeah, that sounds good.
Pick up food sounds like code.
Yeah, that's fine.
Kind of
All
street
right.
slang's that?
All right, love you. Yeah, I'm sorry. All right. Love you. All right. Okay. Sorry.
Alright, so there was a fight, and it was between, I think, a South Korean girl and someone else. I can't
Oh
remember.
yeah, her head like swelled up.
Yeah,
so-
swelled up
yeah.
huge, and I don't know, she looked deformed.
Yeah,
That needs to be an action figure.
that should be an extra. That'd be a fun one. Maybe fun is not the right word.
I like that game's like, that would be fun.
Maybe. You know, just have the Ronda Rousey figure that Mattel has out and put it with them. You know, just because there's nowhere else to get one.
I don't think she's doing USC anymore.
No, she's not. She's doing
She's streaming
WWE.
video games.
Well, yeah,
A lot.
that's mostly what she does now. She was for a year. She was with WWE,
Mm-hmm.
doing a full-time schedule. She said now she's not going to do that because the fans are terrible. That's a good way to
It's good.
keep your fandom alive.
You're all terrible.
Yeah. But that's the only news I've got today. So
That's all for Kevin's Comic Corner.
yeah, and today it's about action figures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we went really off tracks everywhere.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it was a very unprecedented episode. We didn't really. I mean,
Yeah.
we weren't live because
Yeah.
of the shits.
Everything went off the rails on that.
Everything, yeah. Nothing really worked the way we needed to tonight, but we hope that you all enjoyed tonight's episode. It will be, of course, pre-recorded, and you won't be able to interact with us. But if you have any questions, please comment
Yeah.
below.
We'll try to answer them.
We will answer them in due time.
I feel like I'm gonna get them in that question.
You're going
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, I need to know more.
but yeah,
It's a slippery
thank
slope.
you all for tuning in. That's been a great night. And Pinky's out.
Pinky loading.
Hey, Kevin's moving. What's he doing?
It was moving.